What up internet, if you are planning to travel to Thailand, this is the video you must watch, cause I'm gonna to teach you the most spoken Thai from airport, to customer, taxi, traffic, hotel, things like that. And from my experience, even if you just speak in broken spoken Thai, you will still win their respect and understand a lot of stuff which usual tourists don't want to know. So with no further ado, let's jump in. The first scenario you might need to use Thai is when you board the Thai plane, you will see the Thai flight attendant saying Sawadee Ka. Ka is used for female, kind of show respect. If you are male, you need to use krap, and basically it can be used in any sentence if you want. And at the same time, you will see they are doing the tuck their elbow, hold their hand, and kind of nod. This is called a Y, and we will need that later. You don't have to do that, but try to remember the Y. And what you can do is just follow what he or she did, saying Sawadee Krap if you are male, and using Ka is ending if you're female and doing the same Y. Oh, and remember to smile a little bit. The next scenario is when you're seated and after the plane take off for a while, the flight attendants, they might be doing the service and they will ask you what kind of drink you need. What you can reply is just "ow" something like "ow milk," "ow coffee," "ow coke." "Ow" means want. And there is one trick if you don't know how to say that and you see someone close to you, they order that thing, you can just say "ow M-ern gan." Gan means like each other, stuff like that, and we can use that later. Men, I don't really know, but you just put them together. Ao men gan means I want the same thing, so that's quite a trick. And after that, you can say Kop kun krap. Kop kun means thank you. Kop, just forget that for a moment. Kun means you. Krap is just for ending. If you're female, use ka. And finally, the plane touched down and you will see the flight attendant saying bye-bye and doing the white thing. So you just need to do the same and you can say 这干呢. Remember the 们干干 stuff like each other. 这干 means see each other later. Although, maybe never. And also there is 这干 na, right? Na at ending, I kind of heard a lot of girls saying that. It's kind of make them more cute. It's actually, I don't think there is any meaning on that. And after landed, you will go through custom. You can say Sawadee Krap or Ka, depending on your gender. And maybe the custom staff might think you can speak Thai. So he might ask you in English or Thai, asking you what are you gonna do in Thailand. You can just say ไปเที่ยว by tel means by means like go, tel like travel. Actually not come to Thailand. Come is another thing. We will talk about that later. So you can just say by tel. And if you don't understand him or you can understand a little bit, then you can say ขอโทษครับผมเคยพูดภาษาไทยนิดหน่อย It's a little bit long, but each letter has its meaning. Like ขอโทษ means sorry. Krap, we won't discuss that in following video just to save time. Pong is I, but for male. If you are female, you need to use chang. Kui means only. Speak is pu. Say some language is you use pu. There's also another like boy stuff, but we won't talk that in this video. ผมพูดภาษา like language like ภาษา Thai means Thai language and ภาษา English means English. Knit noi like leather. นิดหน่อย also a little bit. So the whole sentence can be ขอโทษนะผมพูดภาษาไทยนิดหน่อย or ผมเคยพูดภาษาไทยนิดหน่อย I only speak a little bit. And then you can switch to English and I'm sure the customer won't be kind of angry or stuff because he can see you are just trying to be friendly. But there is also another thing you can say that ขอโทษนะพูดช้าๆหน่อยได้ไหม That means ขอโทษ means sorry, right? Na is kind of being cute. ขอโทษนะพูด like speak. ช้า means slowly. หน่อยได้ไหมหน่อย like นิดหน่อย like a little. พูดช้าๆหน่อยได้ไหม means ได้ means can. My means not, like cannot forms a question. So that means you wanted to practice your Thai and you kind of understand it, but he kind of speaks too fast, so you just try to ask him to slow down. In that case, you can say พูดช้าๆหน่อยได้ไหม but I don't recommend to do that too much if your Thai lover is just kind of basic because after all he is doing his job and you definitely don't waste your time and his time too, right? Then you kind of go through the airport and you want to take taxi. Well, the airport taxi in Thailand kind of, I'm not sure, but I heard they saying that kind of a little bit scam. So what you need to do, I recommend is that ask him or her like ใช้มิเตอร์ได้ไหม remember the dime I cannot, like a question, right? If you don't use that, it can also be okay. You just need to use a different kind of tone, like a chai meter means you need to use meter, but if you kind of like change your tone, it's kind of a chai meter, It's kind of a question. Meter means like a meter. Like when you take a taxi, then use the meter to calculate the distance and charge your money, right? Chai means use, like chai tolasong, chai cell phone. Let's say it's cell phone, kind of stuff. And if they agree, well, then in that case, you can take taxi. But I do heard about maybe the meter is not correctly working. So anyway, personally, I would prefer to take bus and like the subway. And let's say you decide to get into a taxi, you just need to choose the place and tell him by Tini. By remember the by tell by means go, tell travel, right? Now by Tini means here, right? Although you actually point address, but if you point to your cell phone or maybe some card, you can say by Tini means go there. So he will understand you 100%. And after the traffic, let's say you have arrived at your hotel, and in that case, you just need to greeting them and say check-in, which I assume you definitely already booked your hotel on internet. And let's say when you arrive at the hotel and they don't have the room ready because there's some process need to be go through, you want to go to the toilet, and in this case, you can ask home nam yu ti nai. The first one, home means room, nam means 水. It's actually quite useful, that word. Remember that. And yu tina, yu means located. Tina means where. T in Thai is also be used quite often, and they will just point somewhere. You don't have actually you don't have to understand them, just to see what they are pointing. The reason I didn't mention like how to ask a road is, come on man, when you have cell phone, you just check the Google map. There's no point to ask. Unless when you have arrived at some place and you want to know the exact place, you ask someone like blah blah UT9. Since it's very close, you just need to point some direction and you follow that direction will be okay. Okay, let's say after the check-in, you want to go outside, go some restaurant, or go to 7-Eleven to buy something. Well, let's say you just getting to some restaurant and greeting sawadee krap. Then you sit there and get a menu. Which, if you didn't get the menu, you can ask the waiter saying that P or no. It's very easy to understand. P like older. If you figure that person is older than you can use P. If you feel it's younger, you can use no. Call menu like a call. I remember the call to like means sorry, right? It's kind of like a begging pardon. And for menu, you can also call menu like can I have the menu? Menu pronounced almost the same. Call menu. And when they bring you something, you can order something, and you can also name that ging pet, might I or ging pet. Ging is like eat, pet means spicy. Means I can eat spicy a little bit. I mean the whole sentence. If you say ging pet, might I, remember the daimai like cannot cannot use that for a question. But if you say ging pet, might I, like you switch the position, that will be I can't. Is that want to be a question, just a negative sentence? And after ordering, after you finish the eating, you can say to the waiter like check bin. Check is English, like bin is a container. Usually in bar, they put the beer into the bin, so check bin means like check the beer. Usually we have the beer mention how much you need to pay, but if not, you can ask them ท่าไหร่. เท่าไหร่ means how much. Remember the ไหร่ because we will use that ไหร่ quite often. Like they will tell you something, but maybe because you didn't learn the number, which we're also discussing next lesson. But you can just bring your calculator and then they will just type or show you the number. Okay, in Thailand, actually, tip is kind of in its culture. So let's say you have a beer which said, which let's say is 950, right? And in that case, you can just give them 1,000, which 1,000 baht exists in Thai. You can say ไม่ต้องถง ไม่ remember the ไม่ได้ได้ไหม ไม่ means not right ไม่ต้อง means have to ไม่don't have to ถง means change like ไม่ต้องถง that means you don't want the change, you just pay and you can leave. So more things, the tip is not 100% necessary and the price is depend on you. It doesn't have to be like 2% or 10%, totally depend on you. A second thing is about the tip. If you give the waiter 1,000 baht and say ไม่ต้องถง that means the 50 baht goes to the restaurant. And if you want, you can just give him 1,000 and later he will bring the 50 baht back. You can also give that 50 baht to that waiter. That means that tip goes to him personally. Okay, that might be too much for today. And in next video, although I don't know when I will get time to make that, we'll talk about go to the club, chat with girl or boy, and make friends with Thai people, drinking stuff. So stay tuned. Have a nice day, and see you in the next one. Subscribe if you want.